Good morning, world. Good morning to you all. And welcome to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast for yet another great weekend. Yes, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left some, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we conversate about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in to participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, on Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk pod, again on Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk pod, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, Peebles Hernandez, as well as our guest for this morning, Mr. Dewayne Hawkins. Today is January 7th in 2023. We have yet again seen another fascinating week, but tumultuous week in the sports world, where we saw Buffalo Bills safety, Mr. Damar Hamlin, put the entire world on ice during a Monday night contest against the Cincinnati Bengals, in which he fell to his feet and suffered from cardiac arrest, and going through what was viewed by the world as a terrifying life or death situation, being rushed to the University of Cincinnati Hospital, and at the moment still fighting for his life, actually. We are thankful to hear of the news that he is conscious and speaking with family and friends. But of course, as we know, he has a long journey ahead of him. And so after this shaking moment that made the world pause, from the NFL to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast and so forth, this game will not be made up. And so at the moment, it will be made up, and it's kind of looking like, guys, that it will be made up on a neutral site for the championship game. And the three teams that are affected most, but it's actually four. Of course, it's Cincinnati, Buffalo, but then Kansas City and Baltimore comes in the mix as well. And so this is how the playoff seeding will be affected. And so the AFC playoffs will be a little different than how we usually have seen it because of this very unusual situation that occurred at a very unusual yet important time of the season. And so, on the other hand, introducing our guest for this morning, Mr. Dewayne Hawkins. And so, while I am at it, gentlemen, let me go ahead and switch this view. Voila. And so, world, thank you for rocking with us and introducing our guest for this morning, Mr. Dewayne Hawkins. Good morning, my brother, and welcome to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Dewayne is a very active supporter of this podcast, often providing commentary, posts, and great content on a daily basis. Dewayne is an avid sports fan, rooting primarily for the New England Patriots as well as the Miami Heat, in which today we will talk about the New England Patriots. Ladies, Dewayne is taken and has been married now, almost going on 2 years, and is a veteran within the food industry and in life in general. Today, he is a material handler at a huge distribution company in Central Indiana, and is a graduate of Roosevelt High School, class of 2005, that is located in Gary, Indiana. And so, my brother, Dewayne Hawkins, we truly appreciate you getting up with us this morning and joining us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Thank you for that amazing introduction. Good morning, Early Morning Podcast.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, my brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll have our partner, Jamar Goodman, chime in with the shortly. Additionally, introducing our partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast and our other brother from another mother, Mr. Ian Jones, a.k.a. Peebles Hernandez. Mr. Ian Jones, my bro, what it do?
How y'all doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, this is. And Dewayne, you are our first guest for the new year on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast.
Hey, yeah, let's bring it in correct then. Let's rep the right teams this year.
Bear down, baby, yes. Yes, and so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. And so just an FYI, Dewayne, at any point of the podcast, start, sit, and cut could occur. Of any like-minded questions with Jamar or Ian, and they could bring up some such as all-time Laker greats, Bulls greats, Patriots greats, you name it. And so that could just occur at any time of the podcast. Okay, But let's get into it, fellas. Let's get into the Damar Hamlin situation. And so, just curious, guys. I'll start with you, Dewayne. As a matter of fact, I will start with you, Ian, and then Dewayne, you will chime in, and I'll chime in following. And so, Ian, with the Damar Hamlin situation, bro, what were your thoughts upon seeing this? And then, additionally, did you like the NFL's response?
Well, first of all, prayers out to Damar Hamlin. Prayers out to him, his family, and, just the whole situation. But, my initial reaction, it was, I don't know, it was like pretty scary, to hear that, he, lost consciousness like that. And his heart stopped, on the field. We often talk about, how we'll, it's a figure of speech, but we always say how we'll die on this field and we'll die for our teammates, we'll do this. But, when something like that comes close to happening or, something similar happens like that, it was mind-blowing. It was shocking, it was very scary, to see the players like that. And we've seen, serious injuries where, people have broken their legs, limbs, and things of that nature, have even been paralyzed. But I don't think, and maybe in my lifetime, I don't think I've ever seen something like that, which was just typically like a routine tackle. It wasn't nothing, too vicious where anybody put the head down or a situation like that. So it was pretty scary. And then, I thought about too, we've all played sports as kids, high school, college. That could have been any one of us, at any moment. Just a routine tackle, routine play. It could have been any one of us. So I thought about that. I have a godson that plays. I played, as a kid and high school. You played Brandon. It was crazy. So I instantly thought about things of that nature, and it's just, I know you think about stuff like that. It becomes deeper than the sport, and I do like what the NFL did. Because at that point, how could we go back on the field, and play a game, not knowing what's going on with Damar? And yeah, we're they're going against each other as opponents, but it's still a brotherhood, and I think it's like that with football and basketball, anything. We're opponents, and we might argue amongst each other on this field, and we might get into it. But at the end of the day, we out here for the same common goal. We got the same struggles, and we just out here playing a game that we've been loving since we were kids. And when something like that happens, it gets real deep, and it becomes bigger than the actual game. So I approve what they acted the right way, in my opinion. And I think they got that right. At that point, the game don't matter no more. It's all about this young man's life. I don't know if he has any kids or anything like that, but it becomes solely about him at the end of the day. So just prayers out to him, man. I heard he's doing a little bit better. He's conscious now, and he's talking to his family, and I heard his first words were, "Did we win the game?"
Right.
That was crazy. But, that just shows his determination. That just shows his determination to the game and to his team. I salute him for that. But it's just by God's grace, he's doing a lot better, man. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Yeah, and I don't believe he has a family. And I believe, according to the websites, he was single. But of course, he likely seeing some, and so I'm sure she was at the hospital as well. And so yeah, man. Dewayne, go ahead, give us your insight.
Basically, to reiterate what Ian was saying, like prayers out to Damar Hamlin and his family. Of course, it was shocking to see anything like that. Like I've seen, like maybe a 5-minute pause, but this was about 30 minutes, and it was like encouraging the team after 5 minutes to go back out there. It's like, we can't. After seeing something like that, first of all, yeah, they went up on team they went on the field as opponents, you could have had some former teammates from college on the opposite team too. So you never know what was going on with these people, like how they was feeling about that. And imagine his parents sitting out in the stands and seeing their child like that. That's heartbreaking. You never want to see nothing like that. But it's so well, it's so good. God is so great for, assisting with the improvement of him. Like, he's breathing on his own. They said they took the tube out and he's breathing on his own. Even the Bills coach, they said that he was when they showed him up on FaceTime, he was flexing with his team, like, hey, y'all, I'm still here. Like, like y'all might have had that sad moment, but I'm improving, so I'm good. But they moved him to IR and stuff like that. So I'm like, but then you got to also think, as strong as his fight to want to play football again, would you suggest that he go out there again, knowing that a situation like that can pop up again? It's a rare moment, but you don't want to see it again.
Right, exactly.
And I think one of the biggest people to be affected, and I think people also need to say a prayers for them, is T. Higgins. Because they are really seriously blaming this man as if he intentionally did that.
Yeah.
Like they say, he been sitting at the hospital with Damar for 2 straight days. He ain't left his side. That's the brotherhood of the game. He ain't left his side. I mean, it's prayers to all those guys. It's just, I'm just happy to know that he's doing a lot better. And, I'm not up in the position that he's in, but I think I will be, you don't want to say that you're afraid, but in the back of your mind, that fear is still sitting in like, man, what if it happens again and I don't make it through?
Yep.
So that's just something to think about. Like, it'll be tough to go back out there again, but you want to because you want to be the warrior for your team. You want to be the warrior for yourself. You just want to show people, like, I can actually do this still.
Right.
I'm just happy that he's doing a whole lot better. The world can actually rest a little easier now knowing that he's doing better.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely sure. Yeah, y'all, when I was watching, the one thing that stood out to me, y'all, was generally right in, it's probably 2 to 3 minutes, something like that. But, when it kind of took a little bit longer than that, commercial breaks kind of kept going. I'm like,
it's serious.
It's a little different. That's a little different. And then from there, when you began to see the reactions from the players, and how emotional they were, you could kind of tell immediately, though, that it was going to be something very different because he failed. He just literally failed. You know what I'm saying? Made the tackle, stood up like a warrior, like we all do, try to shrug it off, try to walk it off. He couldn't. Immediately, his whole body gave out at that moment. And when his heart stopped, that's when you definitely begin to see the reactions from Stefan, from Josh, from T, from everybody. And you knew that this was a very, very serious life or death situation. I must say, y'all, I am proud of the NFL for stopping the game because you had, excuse my French, but ass is for donkey in the Bible. You had assholes out there that literally wanted the game, Skip Bayless's of the world, that was insensitive to what was happening to this man. What about, why you laughing, Dewayne? What about Skip Bayless?
I think because I know this is going to probably be for later, but I don't think Skip Bayless was being insensitive. It was more so he was going off a response from what the commentators were saying, because they was like, hey, they giving them 5 minutes to get ready to get back up in the game. And he like, and then the commentators got to talking about, well, if they do cancel this game, how would they schedule it in? Knowing the magnitude of this game. Skip was replying from that, but they took it as if you're like, oh, forget Hamlin. And I'm like, but a couple of tweets before that, the man said, just stopped and said a prayer for Damar Hamlin and his family. They completely ignored that. I'm like, I don't think, like, they making it seem like Skip was like, hey, we've seen injuries before. Let's get this game back on. They acting like that's what he said.
Right.
I'm just like, man, I mean, everybody got their own mind. Everybody gonna take it how they want to. But me, I'm like, I think it's an overreaction.
Right, but this is factual about Skip though.
Yeah.
Why would people not take it that way, Ian and Dewayne? Because of how he always reacts. Skip is known, he has a huge history of being insensitive. We saw just a few weeks back how truly he was insensitive and disrespectful he was to his own partner, Shannon Sharpe, and how he basically disowned his own partner, who is an NFL Hall of Famer, by the way, for your GOAT, Tom Brady. Just totally just disrespected him for Tom Brady on live TV in front of everybody and completely embarrassed that man. And people already know about him with the Stephen A. Smith days. Stephen A. Smith would treat him, of course. And so he didn't want no more Stephen A. Smith. He left Stephen A. Smith and went and started his own stuff because he knew Stephen A. Smith wasn't having it. Then go on and he disses Shannon Sharpe every day. I've been seeing that for years, Ian and Dewayne. And I'm just sitting there looking at Shannon Sharpe like, damn, how do you deal with that every single day? This man dissing you every single day.
He's super professional.
And it's just like he's super professional to sit there and go through that every single day. And so, sorry, Dewayne, but the truth is people will take it that way based off of the history of Skip Bayless and his insensitivity towards everything, towards everybody. He hates LeBron so bad, he talks about him personally.
No, but the thing, I mean, I get it. I get it. But it's just more so it's like, let's not. And I'm a fan of both of them. I love Shannon. Shannon has the quotes of life. Every time you watch that, he got the quotes of life. And
I love me some Club Shay Shay too, bro.
Oh yeah. That's when you get Shannon. You see Shannon being Shannon, how he really wanted to.
Exactly.
But like when it comes to Shannon's not just only the victim, but he done came at Skip sideways too, telling his journalist, like his career in journalism is just because
he has to, Dewayne, because of how Skip do him every moment.
I think with anybody, you know, being friends with, even brothers, you could be, if you have a brother, you done been brothers for y'all entire life. Y'all gonna get into it. Y'all have to. Look at Shaq and Barkley. Yeah. Every day we get a new argument with them. It's hilarious and it raises the ratings. But you know, deep down inside, it's like, man, regardless of what you say, even with the slight disrespect, I still love you as a brother. But don't make me put hands on you, Skip.
Right.
I think with the Skip situation, I think I agree with Dewayne. Like, at first I kind of thought of it that way, like, come on, Skip. Like, but I know, honestly, I don't think Skip meant, you know, any malice. I don't think he meant any malice by it. But I do know, you know, as of recently, like you stated, Brandon, I even shared it on my Facebook page, you know, when he said, when they was talking about Tom Brady, and he had kind of got out of pocket, you know, for Tom Brady.
He does that often, so why would people not believe that he ain't doing it again?
But I just don't understand how he was trying to compare a quarterback to a tight end.
Yeah.
They need each other.
Right. So I do understand, you know, as of recently, people get ready to pounce on you when you know what I'm saying, when you comment on things. And so, you know, as of recently, he been kind of out of pocket with that and a couple other situations. But in this situation, I don't think he meant any malice by it. I just think he was just simply saying, you know, like, okay, so now where do we go from here as far as playing this game later on? But Skip has to know in this day and era, wrong, it's just the wrong time, wrong place. Like,
social
you know,
media. That's it.
If he makes that tweet the next day, nobody says nothing. At that time, when we don't know what's going on with DeMar, if he's still breathing or he's on his way to the hospital, nobody wants to hear about that game.
That's my whole point, Ian. Yeah. Why do it then?
So why the commentators
wait
was
after.
commentating
He
on
do it right when it's happening. Like, really? Go ahead,
the
Dewayne.
commentators, why the commentators, they should get on the commentators too then. Nope.
Yeah.
Let's skip Bayless.
Mm-hmm.
They
But I mean,
kept
people are subjective.
But
yeah.
when you talk about the commentators, you're probably talking about like ESPN and all those guys. Like from what I heard from ESPN, Dewayne, they all were saying that football should stop. They were opposite of Skip Bayless, basically.
No. They was talking about, they was like, hey, they just talked to the coaches. They said that they giving them 5 minutes to warm up and then get back on the field. And
yeah, but they're
like,
doing that from a live standpoint of what they're hearing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then they was like, well, if they do end up canceling this game, how would they go about rescheduling? Skip response was right to that at that moment. Like, well, I mean, the game is irrelevant right now. And that was the last words that he said. Everything, this all is irrelevant right now. But they made it seem like he said Neymar's health is irrelevant. That's how I made that. It seemed to me like they took it like, really? Come on, man. I don't think he's that heartless. I don't think nobody is. Not even Jason Whitlock. I don't even think he's that. And that guy is horrible. But I don't even think he's that heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Jamar, good morning, brother. Me, Dewayne, and Neil was talking about the Damar Hamlin situation. And from there, just kind of pivoted into Skip Bayless and his tweets and you know, how people took his tweets, including me, which I viewed it as terrible timing. And so, yeah, bro, just curious. So we can get back on track because we done spent 40 minutes here. You see how fast time flies?
Yeah,
It be fast. Like you be like, Jesus Christ. Ian, I mean, Jamar. With the Damar Hamlin situation, bro, what are your thoughts with this situation? And do you feel that the NFL, like, you know, did this the right way?
I mean, Damar Hamlin situation was one of those that, you know, made you pause for a second and realize that, you know, we're human. Like, we're not, like, those guys are not invincible. They always tell you about the dangers of the sport, but, you know, that's like the most extreme circumstance we've probably ever seen ever. Like all these guys that had played in the league that was commentating stuff, they was like, I played such and such years. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, to see it in real time, that was like, you know, traumatizing. And then for it to be a Monday night football game for majority of America to be watching at the same time, it you know, it just, you know, captivates and just, you know, just evolves all over for everybody. And now everybody's like, you know, like the unity of that is incredible. Like something so tragic, yet the silver lining is it just brought on so much unity from people from different backgrounds. I was just reading Facebook posts for like days, and people like, some people like, I never pray, but I'm gonna pray for this guy. It's just like, you know, stuff like that. It's, I don't know, it's remarkable as far as that part. But all in all, as far as the NFL, from what I heard, it wasn't even the NFL decided to cancel the game. It was more so the players and coaches.
Yeah.
They didn't want to play. Coaches didn't want to coach. NFL, like you said, Dewayne, like I remember seeing a little 5-minute clock and Joe Burrow out there warming up, and all of a sudden they decided to just, you know, scrap it. I mean, you know, as far as that, I get it. It is what it is. And then just real quick, as far as the skip tweets or whatnot, like if you read that isolated tweet by itself, then I can see why people react the way they did. But it was a tweet before and a tweet after, and like I agree with you. It wasn't. I don't think it was any like malicious or in like ill will. It was just he was just calling it what it was, but it wasn't like he was being you know, desensitive of the situation. Maybe the way his words and maybe quote unquote the timing of it, and maybe just because of who he is, he always in the controversy. So yeah, he definitely, I don't think he was, you know, on any BS that time when he was tweeting. So all in all, I'm just glad the guy is, you know, responding, breathing on his own now, all the good stuff. I'm glad people will probably stop attacking T. Higgins on Twitter because that's ridiculous within itself.
Yes.
And just knowing that he's all right, I think it's just a sigh of relief just across the league, especially for the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah, looks like we're good.
Bart Scott started
it. Say it again, Dewayne.
Bart Scott started the T. Higgins attack.
Oh, yeah.
He was on high TV. He said, it's his fault. Like, Bart, stop. You need to get off TV now. Because you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. You can't do that, man.
Yeah.
People probably
you're talking about ESPN's Bart Scott, former Jets linebacker, right?
Dude, it was a routine play.
Like, you never know if people are sending his family death threats. He's receiving them because you attacked this man on live TV and said it's his fault. Nobody can predict stuff like that. Nobody. They said it was a 1 in 276 million chance that could happen.
That's a huge statistic, by the way. 1 in 276. That's a very low percentage. But on the other hand, Dewayne, it was Matt Burns saying that he had to stop people from wanting to beat up Skip in LA. He said he stopped like 2 to 3 people in LA. He wanted to put hands on them, et cetera, et cetera. And so Skip, he got to also, I know he wanted to tweet and stuff, but he got to recognize his past. And, he probably should have just stayed out the hole you did, because people are already just waiting on him to say something silly because they know he done did it a million times. And so, I'm glad at the end of the day, there's an improvement from DeMar. Prayers up to his family. I personally pray for him, y'all. Prayers up to all those affected during this time. I think the NFL and, at least with this decision, y'all, to stop the game, not make it up, move on, decide to get a championship game at a neutral site, which that has been approved as of yesterday, fellas. So it's likely looking at, depending on certain scenarios, it's a bunch of scenarios, by the way, depending on these scenarios with the Bills and Chiefs, et cetera, the championship game will likely be at a neutral site for the AFC, FYI. And so shout out to those y'all who donated about $6 million to his toy charity back in his hometown. And so the world has stepped up and contributed to his good causes, et cetera. And so, the world paused, y'all, and the world stopped. Good morning to our viewers. And so, fellas, in this case, let's progress because we done spent 40 minutes on this. Yes. All right.
Hey, one last thing about that. He also has the #1 selling jersey, too.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And that's great, too. I did see yesterday Ryan Clark with his jersey on.
Yeah. And they chose to do the AFC Championship in Indianapolis. Indianapolis declined. So let's move on.
Indianapolis always get everything. I'm telling you, Indianapolis is like the sports central.
It's in the middle. It's right in the middle.
Like the sports central.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect, Indianapolis. Y'all know Indianapolis got a lot of great steakhouses downtown Indianapolis. It's a little smaller city, but once you get to that little downtown, you get near the circle and all that. I like Indianapolis. I like this small. Yep. So man, it's a nice little vibe there for sure. So Indianapolis decline. What can you say, man? As stated with Jim Irsay, man, anything is possible, bro.
It's more revenue for them if they get it. Huge revenue.
Big time.
It's not really a big travel, especially if you like Cincinnati, even if you the Bills. It's not a far travel.
Yep.
Right. Factual, man. Factual. It's central. It's right in the middle of the country, right? So it won't be bad for nobody, really. FYI. Fellas. And so let's now begin to talk about your New England Patriots, in which I'm sure you have hopes, Dewayne, of your New England Patriots making the AFC Championship. All right. And so, world FYI, Dewayne Hawkins is a very avid New England Patriots fan and has made it known that he's not a Patriot fan because of Tom Brady. At least to me, he has. Okay. And so, we like to know this morning, Mr. Dewayne Hawkins, what exactly went through your mind as we all watched the Jacoby Myers backwards lateral get returned for a game-winning touchdown the other way?
Right before Get in a relationship with my wife. I wanted to challenge myself and stop cussing. That day, I almost went back and began cussing again. Because the whole thing I was going, I'm like, oh my God, Ramondre is going through him. Just keep going. Then when he tossed it back with Jacoby, I'm like, where is this going? History shows whenever we do lateral stuff or it gets done to us, always bad. We're always on the bad receiving end. When he threw it back to Mac Jones, I said, why the hell would you throw it back to him? What is he going to do? You only can toss it back and back. He ain't outrunning nobody.
Nobody.
He can't toss it forward back to y'all. Like, you can't do this. I'm just wondering, like, what is he going to do? And then I saw probably the stiff arm.
Oh, yeah, the stiff arm to Mac Jones.
Of the year.
Yeah, stiff arm of the year. But it already was bad because Mac Jones tried to hit him low. Me, in that case, I know I'm not tackling Chandler Jones. That's John Jones' brother, Art Jones' brother. I'm going to trip him. I'll take this penalty. This 15 yards, I'm tripping him. I hope he falls, but I'm going to clip him. It's going to look like a Street Fighter move.
Right, so FYI world, John Jones and Chandler Jones. John Jones is, the
baby
great
brother. Yeah, the UFC fighter. Yeah.
Great UFC fighter. Yeah, some of y'all didn't know that.
And Art Jones was I think he won the Super Bowl, but he was a D tackle.
Yeah, he played in the NFL years ago. I remember.
Yeah, because he played for the Colts also, but he won a championship with I cannot remember. But yeah, your Chandler is not weak. He may look like, oh man, this dude just a big body. No. Chandler is not that. And the way he pushed him, it's like he pushed him from the field to head. He like, take some of that fire that's down there. And took off. I'm like, nice job. Nice job.
Right.
But I was highly upset because it was like that week and the week before, I'm like, so we looking for new ways to lose?
Yeah.
And then to see the Raiders go the next week and they lose, I'm like, really, guys? Like, it's mind-boggling week in and week out. I still don't like that Matt Patricia's our offensive coordinator. I really wish he'd just go back to defense and we just go out and get Bill O'Brien, somebody that knows offense. But it's been tough.
Yeah. So we had to ask about that, Dewayne. Not to taunt you or your Patriots. It wasn't to do that. We just had to ask about it because it was such a monumental play, and it was likely voted as the worst play of 2022. It was definitely voted on here at the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast unanimously as the worst play of 2022. And it wasn't even close. Yeah. No, the votes were there.
I gotta find it. I gotta see if it's some other ones because it gotta be somebody else.
Hey, I mean, if you want to,
did somebody butt fumble again or something?
I last year.
Hey man, I get you in denial and all, but look, I get it was recent, but there ain't nothing on top of that one, man.
You don't think so? I don't know.
We went through them.
Close.
You know what? A play last night from the NBA with what's his name? That used to be the center, Rudy Gobert. Yeah, that's the worst one. You 7'2" and you miss a wide open layup. That's big dog.
Hey, that's 2023 though.
Right.
But it's not the 2022 season. It's this season, 2022. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the year, dog. The year. And so y'all. FYI, y'all. Right. FYI, Jamar, Dewayne, and the author. He was a DT. He played for the Colts. He is the brother of John Jones. Cool. Chandler Jones is his brother, which makes sense, y'all, why he was just able to walk to your quarterback, Mac Jones.
Bro, if I'm Mac Jones, I'm forever mad at Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, forget me a bit. That's a picture.
Right, for putting him in that situation, right? And Jamar, for putting him in that situation, right?
Dude, I'd be beefing with him like Donovan was beefing with Rudy. Like, man, we
that's
fighting.
That's
right, Jamar, would you sit like one of those fart things under his seat when he go into the locker room? Like, so when he sit down?
Nah, okay. Man, we throwing hands.
Gotcha.
Let's get to the nitty gritty. And so, yeah, y'all, FYI, Arthur, he played for the Colts, and you are right, Dwayne. He won the Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens in that 2013 season. Yes, sir. And so, yeah, fellas, yes. We talked about the Kobe Bryant situation. Just quickly, fellas, the Chicago Bears have decided to shut down Justin Fields for the remainder of the season, which basically is just this game. Very quickly, guys, Jamar, Ian, Dewayne, do you guys like this move? And at this point, is there anything to lose from this at this point?
I mean, it is what it is at this point. Bears trying to lose. Bears hoping Texans win. So we get that number 1 draft pick. That's all it is at this point. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and your thoughts?
I gotta agree with Jamar. I mean, at this point, I know we're trying to get the number 1 pick. I'm just concerned about, what they're gonna do with it or how they're gonna proceed to play with the pick. But yeah, I agree with Jamar.
Okay, Dewayne.
Hey, it's a good move. You don't already seen what you need to see from Justin Fields. You don't seen everything you need to see from him. You know that he's a game changer. You know he got explosive speed and he can turn a 10-yard supposed to be second to a 80-yard touchdown. Sit him. What you gonna risk? You gonna risk him getting injured? Go out there and get y'all first-round pick so we can watch our film.
Hey!
Oh, wow. Look at this. I tell you about these Patriots fans, man.
Dude.
No, it's all jokes. It's all jokes. No, I really was excited wanted to see what y'all was gonna do with our leftovers, and I see he done nothing. So it wasn't just us.
Oh, N'Keal Harry.
N'Keal Harry. One big play, that's it per year.
I mean,
exactly.
Though I don't know.
He's a blocking back. He's a blocking receiver. That's all he is.
Right. And in the year that it was so many prominent wide receivers, Patriots struck and swung and missed.
We screwed that up.
Big time.
Hey, speaking of which, real quick, impromptu, start, set, cut for you, Mr. Hawkins.
Oh man.
All right, so we doing Patriots wide receivers, not named Randy Moss. So we got Deion Branch, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman.
All Super Bowl MVPs, right?
Huh?
Two of them.
Deion and Julian is, yeah.
Yeah, not Wes Welker.
Not Wes.
Not Wes.
He was cold though.
It's gonna seem like I'm ungrateful. But it's the main reason why I'm saying this. I'm gonna cut West.
I can see that.
I'm gonna bench Deion and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run with Julian. One, because Julian not only catches the ball, but he also can play quarterback. So he give us a different side. He's a different weapon. But not only that, I think out of the three, he's the toughest.
Yeah,
he took Cam Chancellor in the Super Bowl and got back up. I'm like, my God, you got smacked.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that catch in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, bro?
Yeah.
That improbable catch.
I'm like, ooh-wee. It's just like this time. And then when he threw that when we was down 14 to the Ravens and we was coming back, and he threw that touchdown pass to Danny Amendola.
Yep.
Oh my God, it just went crazy. I'm like, man, Julian is a hero, and he also do kickoff returns, punt returns, everything.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one, Jamar. Those are three dogs. Wes Walker, to cut him. Think of that little turbo machine. He was a little turbo machine out there.
Yeah.
Just an absolute problem on the field.
I got one for y'all.
Oh.
For y'all, yeah. for y'all linebackers?
Mm.
Oh, we got Mr. Mike
Bears?
Singletary. We got Brian Urlacher.
Urlacher, you
Yeah.
Who's the
talking about
third?
the butt guy, the butt guy?
Yeah, Dick Butkus. There y'all go. Go ahead and bench one, start one, cut one. It's on you guys.
All Hall of Famers too. That's crazy.
All Hall of Famers. All dogs.
All dogs, all three of them.
All
Just
of them.
pure mean dogs. Man, I start Brian. I bench Mike and I cut Dick.
Boy.
How the hell do you do that? Like how?
Dick could probably watch the show too.
I don't know how you're doing that.
I
don't know how you're doing that. You asking me, I don't know how either.
You got to do something.
Jamar, come on.
I'm starting. Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, come on, Ian. Who you got?
Yo, I'll go. So, man, this is tough. Man.
You come up with an answer for it.
I didn't.
I can go if you want. I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, just one thing, FYI. One of them might be watching the show, so be careful. They're going to send y'all a tweet after this.
I hope so.
I was like, pull up then.
Tweet after
exactly.
This.
Come on.
Pull up. All right, I'm starting Butkus. I am probably benching Urlacher, and I'm cutting Singletary.
Ooh-wee.
Man, this one is tough. So I didn't see Dick play like that, obviously, because of my age.
You done seen highlights.
That's why I cut Dick, because I knew he was a dog, but I seen a lot from Urlacher and Mike for sure.
I'm gonna start Mike Singletary. And no. I'm gonna start.
Y'all got 3 different starters too.
Start Mike. I'm gonna bench Brian, and I'm gonna cut Dick.
Yeah. Oh, y'all made it through that one. Good job.
And the funny thing is, we all got different answers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did we all cut?
Did we all start?
No,
I started Dick.
Yeah, you started.
You started Dick. You started Mike. I started Brian. Brian was a dog. Yeah, man, that was a good one. Don't you do that again, Dewayne?
That was a real good one.
That was a fantastic.
Yeah, man, we're not going through the ringer again. We'll eject those Cito cuz you are right out of here. Keep on.
Right off the zone.
Man. You put me in a tough one.
Yeah, fellas. Well, in this case, y'all, let's progress now to NFL reactions and overreactions. Just for this first answer, y'all, because we could take 45 minutes on this. Just a yes or no for the first NFL reaction, overreaction. And then we can kind of go into the details if we wanted these next overreactions. Do you guys think it is an overreaction, Jamar and Dewayne, for the NFL to retake a look at its disability policy upon this recent injury to Damar Hamlin? Because the funds that are given to these folks are just, it's a travesty financially.
Not an overreaction.
Okay. And
not an overreaction at all.
Dewayne?
Not an overreaction. Hey, these guys.
Right, yep, unanimous. All right, fellas. Next, let's move on. Is it an overreaction to think that if the Green Bay Packers or Detroit Lions get into the playoffs, that either of these teams are dangerous? Jamar and Dewayne, because you guys are aware that whoever wins this game between Detroit and Green Bay gets in.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but if Green Bay wins, they get in. Detroit win and Seattle lose, Detroit get in, and Seattle would need a little help. And Seattle wins, Detroit lose, they get in. And so, Jamar, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's an overreaction. Unless either one of these teams end up playing the Minnesota Vikings in the first round, because otherwise I think that's a wrap.
It could beat. They have beat Minnesota, both of them.
Yeah,
And whooped them. Both of them whooped them.
Minnesota's the worst 12-win team I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna leave it at
that. And your thoughts, bro? Is Detroit or Green Bay dangerous if they get in either one of these teams?
Not an overreaction. I think they can be dangerous if either one gets.
I think Detroit and Dewayne.
I think Detroit would be dangerous. I think Green Bay would be a one-trick pony. They'd get in just to get out. Detroit will cause a lot of problems because as quiet as people not talking about, Jared Goff is having a hell of a year.
Yeah.
People are believing in him again.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Just curious, fellas. Why is Green Bay, Jamar, why is Green Bay with the great Aaron Rodgers who don't want to get hot around this time of the year? Why are they not dangerous? Tell the world.
Well, for one, I mean, they can't play defense like that. I mean, their defense is inconsistent. Matter of fact, the word inconsistent applies to this whole team. They're just not. Yeah. Pass catch is inconsistent. Running game is inconsistent. Aaron Rodgers himself is inconsistent. The defense is inconsistent. Defense can look tremendous against Justin Jefferson, but we'll get probably 40 piece by somebody, by the Niners. Let them play the Niners. We all know how that goes, right? So
don't do
that. so yeah, I'm not a believer.
Right. All right, fellas. Let's move on. Is it an overreaction, y'all, to think that the Tennessee Titans, after the season and now being in this position, will begin to aggressively hit the quarterback market to find a replacement for Ryan Tannehill and use this quarterback to battle with Malik Willis this offseason for the quarterback spot?
Now, you know darn well how I feel about all of this. It's been about 365 days. We about at the point, right, where Ryan Tannehill gave away that game. And we told them what they should have done, and they didn't listen. And look at them now, getting ready to start Josh Dobbs in a win or go home scenario. And we talked about it 4 weeks ago that Jacksonville was going to come through and probably win this division. And look and behold, in a few hours, I believe my prediction is right. So yeah, we you know my answer.
And
name is Jamar. I think the Tannehill, I think that project, they need to dump that project in the trash. I feel like it's held this team back these last couple of years. And I feel like they are on the verge of probably miss their window to make a serious run championship.
Yeah, that window probably closing, yeah. Dewayne?
Yeah, Tannehill he got to go. There's some good veteran quarterbacks that might be free agents. Hint, Lamar Jackson. Plus, Derrick Henry you're running his legs tired.
Right.
So you're falling back on Derrick Henry so much, and it's like, give me a decent quarterback, and we may make a run at this thing. Maybe make it to the AFC Championship.
Again, yeah. Right. And I had a lot of success with that, just that formula. But you're right, running them into the ground. And so I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if Derrick Henry be like, if you don't give me a quarterback,
I'm going.
I'm out the goddamn door. Like, for real. Like, Derrick Henry has all the right in the world, y'all, to say that to that organization at this point. He done had that really, 2 years ago? Year ago, definitely. And I mean, there's nothing else they can say to him at this point. All right, y'all. Let's move on. Jamar and Dewayne, is it an overreaction to think that Zach Wilson, Disney Channel quarterback Zach Wilson, has played his last down as a starting quarterback for the New York Jets?
It's not an overreaction. Matter of fact, excuse my French, hell no. He's done. He's cooked. Dude, Robin Saleh said he needs to get away from the game for a while. Well, like, who tells that to an actual player of a football team? You need to get away. Go. Yeah. Like, dog, he's done. Mike White, that's Mike White's thing, man. He's done.
Man. And your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, the Zach Wilson project, unfortunately, it's pretty much over. He lost the locker room, looks like the coach and probably the organization. it's just time for them to cut ties. But I mean, where's he going to go? So early in the contract, it was only a second year. I don't know, but it's up with it in New York.
Big Apple, yeah. Dewayne, your thoughts?
You're watching the Disney Channel with Zach Wilson. You know what?
That's coming from a Patriots fan.
I can't honestly say that I would give up on him. I mean, Silas said he's not giving up on him. Let's not forget, Geno Smith was up in this somewhat same thing, and look at him now.
Yeah, it took him a long time.
It took him a long time, but now he got it, and he's doing pretty doggone good.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if you see Zach Wilson somewhere just throwing 30 touchdowns and 10.
But the difference is, well, the thing with Geno, Geno is balling and having the best season of his career. But congratulations, Geno, you just became the ultimate bridge quarterback because nobody gives you a $30 million contract at your age.
Oh, no. He might get 25, though. You got to look at
1 year.
Look at Kirk Cousins.
Right.
I'm not going down that path. No, not empty calories.
Oh, yeah.
You like that?
Dude, he's good enough to lose you a game.
Go ahead, Dewayne.
He got the perfect team around him too. He's in a great situation.
Yeah.
Kirk. Yeah. That's why he wins. He got so many weapons. They don't put everything around him. Great defense with veterans that know the game like the back of their hand.
Yeah,
he got a great team.
There's some support since he's an older vet. They like, hey, we'll ride behind you for a little more longer. That's it.
Yep. Great special team players in Minnesota. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all bring up some valid points, man. And Zach Wilson is not necessarily over, but it might be over in New York. But once again, he stated he hasn't given up on him, Dewayne. And it's true, he has led this team to most of their wins this season.
Right.
He was the starting quarterback at least, and so he was behind center. And so that might be an argument, right? Come this offseason. So, once he get in the office with everybody, he can argue that. And so, we'll see what happened with Zach Wilson. Next, y'all, Jalen Hurts, okay, after being injured for 2 weeks, needs a big game this weekend in order to lock up the MVP award. So, Jamar, is this an overreaction?
I'm gonna say it is just because of the simple fact. I think he lost that award by default at this point. I think it's going to Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
Say for instance, he come out, throw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, something like that.
Rushing touchdown.
He needs like 10 touchdowns.
5 on the ground.
He hasn't played in what, 2? He hasn't played since they played the Bears, right?
No, it's been 2 weeks.
Correct.
He missed the Dallas game and he missed the New Orleans game.
Yeah. So he hasn't played since then. I mean, unfortunately, that hurts your MVP chances in the NFL. I mean, it's nothing that he really can control in a sense, but I think the MVP award he kind of lost it on formality, they would say. That's tough though.
If he come out and have a great game, man, he gonna have a hell of an argument. Dewayne, what you think? That's a tough one.
It's real tough, and plus, you can't tell me they probably don't have the best team as far as like top to bottom in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's arguably the best team. But as far as the MVP go, I like to input 2 names. Patrick Mahomes, one, because how good he's doing without Tyreek Hill, which I don't think anybody expected that.
Yeah.
And Mr. Devontae Adams. If you don't believe me, go look at that man's stats. And he had 3 very bad games this year. His stats are ridiculous.
Yeah. That's the best receiver in the NFL, and it's some good receivers in it.
It's by far. He's extending his reach further and further each year. He broke
and that's a lot to say over Justin Jefferson, over Jamar Chase. I mean, it's some good receivers in the NFL.
Cooper Kupp, even though he got hurt, but still, he was
Tyreek Hill. It's some good receivers in the NFL, and he puts himself in a different class, man. Yeah. All right, fellas. Lastly, Jamar and Dewayne. That Dwayne Hawkins, New England Patriots, after an up and down season, struggles here and there, that if they get into the playoffs, that the Bill Belichick identity, like when he have his hoodie over his head, fellas, he can run around, tote them 7 Super Bowl championships, mistake-free football besides Jacoby Myers lateral, okay, etc. Will that identity put fear into these teams or this team opponent to be able to get in? Is this an overreaction?
Ooh. But you do it.
Now we know darn well ain't nobody fearing Mac Jones and that New England Patriots team whatsoever. I'm sorry. If the Bills get the second seed, you know darn well what's about to happen. If the Bengals get the second seed, you know darn well what's about to happen. If Kansas City get the second seed, you know darn well what's about to happen. I'm sorry, but nobody is fearing Mac Jones out there, especially after what Chandler Jones did. Nobody fearing Mac out here. I'm sorry. Blame Jacoby for that one.
Can't wait till my turn.
And your thoughts, bro. It's hilarious, man.
I don't think nobody's going to fear the Patriots, but I will say this though. I think Bill Belichick can coach them and give them a great game plan defensively and to keep them in the game, and to make it tough. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they have the offense or enough weapons, and I feel like that's always been the Patriots. The Patriots way. They're just gonna find some guys that's kind of talented that kind of fit their scheme, I would guess. And it's pretty known that Bill Belichick, he don't like to pay players. So I think that's their biggest issue. So I think that's the reason why nobody fears them.
Yep, Dewayne, brother.
Yes, my turn. It is my turn.
It'll skip voice.
No.
Right, exactly.
No, of course not. They're not going to fear us. But I think that's the best way to go up into these football games. Catch you by surprise. Our defense, we still in the top, 5, top 10 defense?
Yeah.
If they can keep us up in the game. Now, you mentioned these other teams, what will happen. We're not afraid of Cincinnati because we see we can actually beat them. I think we can even handle the Chiefs if necessary, if needed. It's just if Mac Jones does not turn the ball over or do anything stupid like, hey, let me roll out right into a line and get murdered. Like, if he stopped doing that, like, bro, nobody is fearing your rollout because they know, like, hey, we right next to you. We shoulder to shoulder. But other than that, I mean, yeah, but I ain't gonna lie to you, and I hate to admit this. If we go against the Bills, which we got them already tomorrow, if we go against them in the playoffs for a whole wild card, yeah, I'm afraid of them because they riding on straight emotion. And that's tough to get out your system. It's like if they beat us tomorrow, and then we make the playoffs still because of the 3 losses by the other teams we need to lose, and we see them again, they like, we already know what we could do to them. Neymar is riding on this game, and I'm like, oh, boy.
And not to mention, the last, 20 years of what y'all did to them in that division, that's still, is in the back of their heads at all times. So,
it's lingering. And plus, not only that, they division opponents. We already play them twice a year. To play them a third time, it don't look good. Give us somebody else. Just handicap us and give us Baltimore or something.
Right. Baltimore would be the ideal opponent for sure for everybody, right? Very ideal opponent. Or Jacksonville.
No,
And so
Jacksonville is dangerous.
they dangerous, but they still,
unproven.
Yeah. So, very inexperienced. This would be like a big moment for the young guy, Sunshine, I like to call him. So those would be the ideal opponents. But then again, if you're New England, why are you scared of Buffalo? They in your division. You know them.
We play them so often. They know we're gonna throw 17 screens a game. They know that.
They gonna get obliterated.
So, in other words, I mean, I get you, and I'm just bringing up a point, but I totally get what you're saying, Dewayne. It's just like us playing Green Bay. We play Green Bay. We got confidence. We try, but we know. And it's sort of like the same with Buffalo and New England.
Yeah,
we're not delusional.
Those times have turned now. It used to be New England. New England gonna be Buffalo, but now it's like Buffalo gonna be New England.
Yeah, until we get us a decent quarterback, until we get Mac Jones. Like if Mac Jones had time to study behind Brady, he'll be better. He would look. Know what? He would look like what's the backup for the Raiders that just played?
Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah,
Yep.
We had him, and the guy that's a big quarterback too, 6'6". He wouldn't have got stiff arm. He would have made the tackle.
Right. Yeah, man. And so we will see how the New England Patriots, if they were to get in, they got a big weekend. We'll see if they can get in as that final 7 seed in an AFC playoff. All right, fellas. Let's quickly give our top 5 NFL teams and then follow that up with the college football playoff national championship picks. And so, just to begin, guys, if you don't mind, I'll go, then Jamar, and then you follow up, Dewayne. Number 5, I got the Dallas Cowboys. It's actually a scenario, and correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but if Philly lose and Dallas win, Dallas would get the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Not straight up, but they'll need, I think, the Niners to lose too.
Right. Okay. Yes. And so they would be NFC East champs, though, right?
Correct. And the Eagles will fall all the way down to the 5 seed.
Oh, that's ugly.
I know, man. After all that, Jalen Hurts get out 2 weeks and boom, eyes have turned that fast. Number 4, Kansas City. Number 3, Cincinnati. Number 2, Buffalo. And the best team in football for me now, y'all, is the 49ers. Yep, with Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. Jamar, you 5?
I got the Eagles at 5, Chiefs at 4, Niners at 3, and the 2 teams that didn't play Monday, Bengals 2 and Bills 1.
I got the Niners at 1, Bills at 2, Bengals at 3, Chiefs at 4, Eagles at 5.
Do I really have to give them in order?
Nope. If you don't have them, you don't have to give them to us number 1. But I know you watch football. I know you can give us the top 5. Go ahead.
What's crazy is I got the 49ers number 1. The Eagles 2, the Chiefs 3, the Bengals and the Bills.
Okay.
And I hate putting a division opponent in the top 5. And number 6, I got the Patriots.
Number 6, you got the Patriots. Hey, remember Ian last week? Trent put the Bears as the number 1 team in the NFL.
He put the Bears the number 1 team.
Oh my God, that faith is strong.
Yeah, we don't blame you, bro. We don't blame you, man. Quickly. In this case, Ian, Dewayne, myself, and then we'll follow up with Jamar last. But Jamar's here, so you know what? Jamar, Ian, Dewayne, myself. College football playoff national championship picks. And so just quickly, fellas, who you guys got for the national championship? So Jamar, who you got?
Forgive my vocals. Georgia.
Yeah. And
My boys, they broke my heart last week. Georgia been skating. We let them off the hook.
Let them off the hook. You should have won.
Yeah,
bro. I was to the point where I thought that game was fixed. That's what it felt like, dude.
It was. Dude, I couldn't believe it.
Multiple chances to win the game.
Dude, why are you settling for a field goal when you have their defense on the hill? Why are you not being aggressive and score a touchdown and rely on a kicker in college? College kickers, I do not rely on at all.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. That pissed me off so bad. But I didn't expect the kick to be that damn terrible.
Man, it was terrible.
He didn't give us a shot. But I said this last week. I said something was telling me to pick TCU, but I went with Michigan. In Michigan, TCU came out there like they had something to play for, and they had to prove to the world that we belong here. We are here. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Georgia didn't impress me. Again, they didn't impress me last week because me being an Ohio State fan, our defense is not that good. I've been knowing that since the defense has been good since 2019 when they had Chase Young. So for them to give up 40 points last week to I mean, the offense is the offense, but I'm gonna go with TCU. I went against them last week, and I was like, I want to pick them, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with TCU for the upset.
When these lights got bright for Georgia in the SEC championship and then in the playoff, 2 straight bad games for them. They escaped both of them. You know, Dewayne, your thoughts, bro?
You know, I'm not much of a college football watcher. I'll be seeing stuff here and there, but, you know, I know in college football there's a lot of upsets. So I'm going to go with the upset.
Got TCU too.
On TCU. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do what all the other teams came close to doing.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you know the crazy part, y'all, is I can't wait, Jamar, Ann, and Dewayne, to get these 8 teams in because y'all see what happened with Tulane and USC.
Yeah.
Hello, teams Tulane like down in New Orleans.
Yeah. That was crazy.
And it wasn't like USC was a bomb. That quarterback can play.
Yeah.
That dude is cold. Like that running back for Tulane was cold too, and
yep.
And so man, that was a heck of a game. And so but I'm gonna go with the safe break. I'm gonna go with Georgia, y'all. I like TCU. Georgia just they grown men out there. And so we'll see though. That's gonna be a good one, man. TCU win the national championship and Dewayne. It's gonna start opening up so many doors and minds in college football.
It'll change the landscape.
It's gonna be big. Like TCU, like what? And so
that'll be good for college football, especially since that the field is going to be opened here about 18 months from now, 12 teams. So.
Exactly. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Quickly before we get into our NFL picks, let's pivot. Just quickly, yes or no. And I am they came back in a very impressive win last night. But our Bulls is putting it together, baby. Ooh. And the Bulls lose a lot of bad games, but they somehow and Jamar get up for the big teams. And they give them problems. All the good teams, they give them major problems. I don't know why they lose to the Magic, but they know how to beat the Nets and the Sixers and the Celtics and the Clippers and everybody. I don't get it. But And so, fellas, quickly, are the Brooklyn Nets for real? They are now number 1 in the Eastern Conference, or at least tied.
Yes, they are. They are for real. They won 17 out their last 19 games ever since, I guess, Kyrie came back. There you go. They're real.
Jack Vaughn, too, new head coach as
well. I agree. The Nets, they didn't hit their strides. They're definitely real.
Yeah. Dewayne.
Very real. All it took was they needed 2. You can't just have Kyrie out there. You can't just have Durant. They both need each other. They're very real.
Yeah. Ben play his role, not shoot pointers, do all the other stuff,
Coaching too.
Play his role.
Coaching too. coaching too. I think that's the big key. Is Jack Vaughn as their coach. I think that's the biggest key.
Yeah.
You ain't got funny watching.
Hey man, you ain't got Kyrie going to Steve Nash's house asking where Kobe MVPs are. So
I mean, he wasn't lying though.
Right. And then actually now, y'all, Jamar just owned it with the comedy this morning, man. Yeah. But, also, y'all, just quickly, could it also be, y'all, that Jack Vaughn is actually a real coach with real experience? Steve Nash is just hired just because he was Steve Nash.
Yeah, basically his name sold him.
I think Steve Nash I think he could be a coach, but I don't think he's a head coach yet.
Right.
I don't think he's a head coach.
Yeah, I think he could be or a coach that can handle those personalities. That's not an easy task for anybody.
Steve Nash just too laid back, man. He seemed like he ain't got no spark up in him. Like,
no backbone. He get ran over.
Them players need to be told sometimes, like, hey, you need to chill out. Like I've heard that Eric Spoelstra, no, not Eric Spoelstra. Yeah, Eric Spoelstra told LeBron, hey, shut the F up. This is my team.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, and Kevin Durant was like one of those that like, I want somebody to keep me in line.
Yeah. Like
they respect that.
But then Kevin Durant to go on that burner Twitter account like, you think he's talking
crazy.
Not the burner Twitter account.
You clap back at his coach after practice, though.
Yeah, like thought he was talking hard to me, like I'm afraid of him. That ain't me.
Anytime something go wrong, anytime he disagree with something, pull out the burner Twitter account.
Yeah, that's it.
He on the plane. He on the plane back home on the burner Twitter.
He got a burner phone and everything. Like they ain't gonna notice this ain't from no iPhone.
Right. This could be a phony Kevin Durant. They don't know that.
Then they find the phone. They're like, it's a picture of you shooting a jump shot. That ain't me. That's Kyrie. Oh, okay.
Right. Hilarious, man. Yes. And so, it looks like we agree, y'all, that the Brooklyn Nets are indeed for real. And so, yes, fellas, let's conclude with our Week 18 NFL picks. All right. We got some big ones, y'all. And so
2 games today.
Fellas, yep, we do. AFC Championship tonight. I cannot wait for that one, baby. Jamar and Dewayne. Raiders and Chiefs. Who you got?
Yeah, I have to go with Kansas City. Yeah.
Kansas City.
Dewayne.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas City, but I'm gonna watch Devontae Adams go ahead and ball out too. Your man Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
I expect a game for sure. Absolutely. I'm with you. These games, by the way, so FYI world, y'all see the teams at the top. And so based off of how it is over here in European format, the top team is the home team. So, because if I recall, definitely Kansas City was at home against the Raiders earlier this year. And Devontae Adams and the Raiders almost beat them. Should have beat them. And Devontae Adams had a monster game. And it's just been a story of the Raiders season. Giving away games in the last few minutes, can't finish games. Team could easily have been, 9-6 or 10-6, but instead they 6-10. They lost so many games in the fourth quarter this year. This will be a good game. I can believe that, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Jags and the Titans, Jamar.
A month ago, I tell you, my prediction is right on schedule. Yeah, it's Duval County up in here. We taking the Jags.
Yeah.
When they say I remember the time, sunshine. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars.
Wait.
Duval. What a monster game from Derrick Henry.
So you go with the Jags. I'm a mess with you. I'm gonna go with the Titans in an upset.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with the Titans in an
It always got to be one.
They got to pass the ball to win.
It always got to be one, and the receiver's got to catch the ball.
Yeah. Either the Titans pull this out in the upset, or the Jags just beat the brakes off of.
Evan Ingram.
Right. And so, yeah, y'all, Steelers and Browns. Shout out to the Browns, y'all. They have turned things around since Deshaun Watson has been there. And it only makes you question, y'all, if he played the entire season, Jamar, would this team be in January? And shout out to the Steelers, who, man, Mike Tomlin, that core they got, man, Minka, TJ Watt, future Hall of Famer, Casey Hayward, future Hall of Famer, Mike Tomlin, future Hall of Famer. And this receiver's balling out, this rookie. His last name is like something.
George
Pickens.
Yes.
George Pickens, yep.
But Deontay
And then
Johnson
on top
too.
of that, Kenny Pickett, he's starting to really emerge. And out of nowhere, when people were looking at the Steelers like they were crazy, they kind of look like geniuses almost, because this kid is developing like really, really hard. And so who do you guys got for this one? The Steelers or the Browns? Two teams that are kind of at a high right now, clashing. And the Steelers got a lot at stake today because they want to get this winning record for Mike Tomlin again.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Steel Curtain, and I'm going to put it out there that the Steelers going to get into the playoffs because the Patriots and the Dolphins going to lose. The Steelers going to win. Ooh, I'm sorry, Dewayne.
Oh, wait till my turn. I'm going to get this, man.
Yeah, bro. Who you got?
No, I'm gonna go with my boy D. Watt and Nick Chubb. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Wayne, who you got, my brother?
It is my turn, Jamar Sharp. I'm going with Deshaun the Massage Watson. We need him to win. So
heck yeah, he needs some insurance here in case his team gets throttled by an emotional win by the Bills tomorrow. That's what he needs. That's why he's thinking the Browns. We know.
Yep.
I have picked against the Steelers like an idiot. And they have continuously gotten better out of nowhere. Everybody thought this team would be like much of nothing at the beginning of the season, right? We thought this team would be like at this point fighting against the Bears for like, a draft pick. But look at them. I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one. But I hope the Browns. I'm going to go with the Steelers. Jamar, Bengals and the Ravens.
Look, I'm picking Cincinnati, but I just want to say, because I ain't get a chance to be at the beginning of the show, the Bengals is the one team that's getting screwed out of all these scenarios here. I'm just
there they are.
I agree.
That's bull. That's bull. I believe they would have beat the Bills that Monday night. But yeah, I think they're gonna play with that anger. They're gonna win.
Yeah, yep. Because if the Ravens win, right? If the Ravens win, they win the AFC North, right?
No, they won't give them. Bengals got the crown by default, but if the Bengals and the Ravens play in the first round, these fools got to do a coin flip to see who gets home field advantage.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
That's the part that screws the Bengals.
That's the scenario. Yes. Thank you for breaking that down, because I'm like, I know it was a bunch of scenarios and it involved a coin flip. And so, yeah, that's the scenario, y'all. The Ravens win today. The coin flip, and the Ravens could get a home field playoff game, possibly with Lamar coming in. Yeah, thoughts, bro?
Come back to me on this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Dewayne, who you got for this one, man? This is a big game right here. Two pretty decent damn football teams. Minus, Tyler Huntley, but who you got for this one, Bengals or Ravens?
Is Lamar playing?
Nope.
Yeah,
problem, man. He needs to come back.
Nah, man, he probably not coming back till he get paid. That's what it feels like.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's something bigger than that, Jamar. Like, it is something bigger here. Like, it is something bigger here. And I didn't want to bring it up. I'm like, this is all in my head right now, Jamar. But I'm like, boy, let me not just bring it up. Maybe bring it up next week or something like that. But something is going on in Baltimore with this situation because this team, like, could possibly be a serious threat if he played. And he's like, damn, maybe he's trying to send a message. Like, I don't know, like.
Let me just say this. If they do not pay this man, you do know in the offseason he went and bought a crib in Miami, and he also said, I would love to play out there. Look at Tua's situation with all these concussions. If he goes down there, they will, man, the Ravens listen will be making the biggest mistake they ever made. Ever.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Because and Jalen Waddle, all them speedy guys, I would hate to see them twice a year. Hate it.
Right, Mostert.
Oh my God. Everybody running the four.
That defense and Bradley Chubb. Woo.
Man, that's a 4-by-1 team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm going Bengals. I'm going to Cincinnati.
I'm going to go Cincy too. Gonna go Cincy, my bro? Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Cincy it is, y'all. Let's now move on to our next pick. And what is happening here?
Man, you all the way in week 13.
No, this is blame me. 10? Jamar, stop, man.
Dude, I just keep looking at these Bears losses like, bruh, another one.
Oh, yeah. You got DJ Khaled over there on y'all L's. Another. Hey, Jamar, who we play this week? Another.
All right, there we go. And so, all right, just for time and purposes, Bears and Vikings. Bears and Vikings, fellas. You guys got Bears and Vikings. So, Jamar.
Oh, let's go Vikings. Let's go Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
Who you got, bro?
Vikes.
Another. It's gritty time.
Enjoy for the moment, Dewayne. Enjoy for the moment. I'm going to go with the Vikings as well. Yeah.
What?
On the other hand, y'all, now look. Bills and Patriots. Jamal, who you got for this?
Hey, man, if this was wrestling back in the day, I'll tell the Deli boys to go get the tables because Bills Mafia about to slam these Patriots fans all over the stadium. Bills Mafia.
About to send them home for the offseason.
Yeah. It's a wrap.
Yeah, who you got, bro?
I'm going to go Patriots in the upset.
Woo! Uh-oh. Action. On the road in Buffalo.
He's trying to get the best lane on the panel.
What's crazy is I'm not even being biased with this game, but I think it's an emotional overflow with them. We're gonna mess around and beat them by 3.
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Of course.
Bar.
Good job.
Bar. Dolphins and Jets. Who you got, bro?
To stay consistent here, I got Joe Flacco in probably his last game going out there and balling out. I got the Jets.
And
Joe Flacco was starting?
Yeah.
Good old Joe.
He going against the third string, 7-rounder for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
No Teddy B?
No Teddy
B.
We heard that. We heard him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
No.
Man, somebody got to win this game, and it's gonna be an ugly one. Looking at the quarterback situations.
Let's go Jets.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins, just because they're at home, and I think the Dolphins. I tell you what, Dewayne, if the Dolphins get in and Tua get, play. They'll be 9-8, but they'll be a scary little wild card.
That's the one team. That's the one team that can turn this whole AFC upside down.
No, it can't, man. Tua's.
Yeah. If Tua back next week, bro, and they get in, watch out for Miami.
Right, this 1 year alone, he don't have 4 concussions. too much. That's more than not another team movie.
Hey, what's one more to him at this point?
Oh my God!
You don't need no more.
That's a good way to put it.
No more though.
We're not headaches, man.
Why not? Let's go get another one.
He got the extra strength for migraine, etc. You ready?
Man. Yeah, but until he lined up behind his center and he turned the other way, talking about some down. Yeah.
Oh man, that's wild though.
Yeah, Dewayne. So who you got for this one? Dolphins and Jets. You got
I need to win.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Falcons and the Bucks. Who y'all got for this one? The Bucks already clinched the NFC South. Maybe they resting some players. Who you guys got for this one?
See, Tom Brady likes to get people paid with incentives and stuff in their contracts, so they're gonna come out here and play. I'm gonna take the Bucks.
Yeah, who you got?
I got the Falcons. I don't like the Bucks. I got the Falcons.
Wayne.
EB12, baby. Go ahead with it.
I got the Falcons at home. Got the Falcons. They're a lot better at home. Jamar, Saints, Panthers.
Battle of some ugly teams here. Go Panthers, I suppose.
And who you got for this one? Wayne.
Is Big James playing?
Nah, man.
Why won't they play my man? Play James. Go Carolina.
I have no clue. It's something going on with him in that organization. Some ain't go right for something. They into it for something.
He can go.
They wait on Sean Payton to come back.
Good luck. He ain't going there.
Right. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Colts and Texans. Do Jeff Saturday go out with a bang, y'all, or do the Texans try to lose this on purpose? What's the scenario, man?
Look, man, Lovey is trying to keep his job. Lovey gonna have those players playing hard. The Colts are just trash. I need the Texans to win. So go Texans. Go Texans, go.
And
I'm gonna ride with H-Town. Let's go, Texans.
Hey, I got a question for the last two guys, Ian and Jamar. Why y'all need the Texans to win so bad? Is this for a playoff spot? Hell no, it's not. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in spite. Go Colts.
Wow, he doubled down on it.
Yeah, you hear him though?
I know, dude. I see the excitement in his voice. I feel disrespected.
it's so creative with it too. Like I give you props, man. Like I give you props. I'm gonna go with the Colts, man, because if Davis Mills is playing, the hell am I go with him for? Give me the Colts.
I mean, but it's Sam Ellinger on the other side.
Go with Damian Pierce.
I know, but I gotta go with the team at home. This is a tough one, man. I gotta go with the team at home in this case, man. We picked the Texans the other week, y'all. And look, Dewayne, we all picked them, bro. We were confident too, boy. We like Texans play hard. They're gonna go out and give it they all, and they got smacked 31-3.
Yeah.
And so somebody got to win the game unless they tie. So unless they don't tie, I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Hold on, didn't they tie last time they played? Yeah,
they did. You got it.
Yep.
And that was the first week of the season. It was the first game of the season.
We don't need any ties. I need the Texans to win. Lovey's trying to win. Go win, Lovey.
No, you know why? I want the Colts to win because y'all did Lovey wrong. Y'all did Lovey wrong.
We did.
We're not happy about it.
He's a great coach.
Yeah, I don't know what the Bears is thinking with that one, man. That could take another 45 minutes for sure. And so Jamar, Niners and Cardinals. Do the Cardinals pull off an upset?
No.
Can we just hit the 1, 2, 3 on this one?
Yeah.
Niners. Okay. Niners.
Commanders and Cowboys.
Commanders.
Oh boy. Cowboys. Man, they can possibly jump up. Cowboys.
Commanders could if they win this right, the Commanders would have let help can get in too, right?
No, they done. They got cooked last week.
They got eliminated.
They got cooked last week? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they're starting Sam Howell.
Right. Ian, who you got for this one?
Commanders with an upset.
Okay. Dewayne?
I would choose the Commanders if they was playing either Wentz or the other guy, but they not. So I'm gonna choose the Cowboys by default.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys as well on the road. Seahawks, y'all, and the Rams. The Seahawks got a chance to get in. Do the Rams and they hopes tomorrow? In Seattle tomorrow. Who you got?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick the Rams.
What?
Bobby Wagner got something to say about that.
Right. Yeah. He's gonna be definitely, it was in the media. He like the Seahawks did me wrong. They thought I was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who you got, bro?
I'm gonna ride with Gino. And Pete Carroll over the Seahawks.
Hey, Bobby got the part 2 to, they wrote me off but didn't write back. So that's part 2 for Bobby.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Dewayne?
Hey, this is actually a tough one, but I'm going to go with them Seahawks, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks to pull out some magic at home tomorrow. I think the Rams do give them trouble, though. Eagles and Giants. So the Giants have already clinched the wild card. Eagles stay in regardless as well, but, they need that win in order to get that first seed, that first round bye. And so, Jamar, who you got for this one?
I would love to see chaos, but I guess the Eagles will probably win this game. Got the Eagles.
Eagles fly.
Man. And Jalen coming back too.
They say he's trending in that direction, but who knows?
I think
it's a division. It's still a division game, man. And them division games be close. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go.
I think he should play.
Say it again, Ian.
I said I think he should play.
Okay.
I think he's gonna play just because it's the last game and he want to keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, he probably will. The one thing that concerns me as far as the Giants, they have nothing to gain from this game. They're locked in where they locked in, so I don't know if they're really going to try to play.
But still, you get to play your division opponent. You get to ruin their seeding.
No.
Yeah.
But then it also scares me that Galloway is on that team too. And I'm like, bro, you just been running routes and training all year. That's it.
Just burning calories. Dude, him and Kirk Cousins need to be on the same team.
Empty calories and burning calories. That's it.
Dude, that's
Kenny Galladay right now.
You're so in shape, Galloway. What do you do, Galladay? What do you do? Run routes for fun, baby. Run routes for fun.
Crazy.
This is hilarious, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well in this one, but it's definitely a division game, so they both gonna be motivated. All right, y'all. Next, the Broncos and the Chargers. Chargers are heading in the right direction. They have clinched the playoff berth as well. Who you got for this one, Jamar?
Chargers. I'm pretty sure they want to play the winner of the AFC South. So I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, and
Chargers.
Wayne, who you got for this one? Broncos, Chargers.
Chargers. Ain't no cookies. Ain't no cooking
I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well. It's Sunday night football, y'all. The Lions are back in primetime football. Big one tomorrow in Green Bay. Jamal, who you got for this one? The Packers or the Lions?
Hey, so I picked the Rams on purpose for this to play out the way I wanted to play out. Let's get them kneecaps for dinner, y'all. I'm going to Lions. And they get in.
Yeah. Who you got, Em?
You know I love my Lions. I've been riding. If they playing at Green Bay, it almost makes me.
Don't you sway.
But I'm gonna go with the grit. I'm gonna pick the Lions.
All right. Go.
Yeah. Dewayne, who you got, bro?
It's crazy because I know the NFL wants to make the Packers make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I'm going Detroit, baby. Let's go. Beat them Packers.
Grit.
Make Aaron John Wick 7. Make them mad. Make them mad.
Yeah. Like, look, y'all, I would love for Detroit to get into the playoffs. But Aaron Rodgers owns the NFC North, not just the Bears. And they got to go to Green Bay tomorrow.
Wait. Do he really own the North? Because last time I checked, they still trying to get in.
I get it. They had a rough year, but overall in his career, he has owned NFC North. And Jamar, in a game of this magnitude, I know the Lions gonna come out. They're gonna be putting up them works, but it's gonna be a tough task for them to win in Green Bay tomorrow. I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
No, it gotta be that guy.
It's always that one.
I almost had to tweet.
Sorry, man.
No,
I don't want to pick the Packers. I don't like. I have to. Just for an overall perspective, I think the Packers got the best chance. And so, Dewayne, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Man, we appreciate you chopping it up with us this morning, bro.
Ain't no problem. I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. Much success. More
Yeah, for sure, man. And we truly appreciate you coming on. We tried to get you on, I believe, the last time, and then FYI, it was a time issue because Dewayne is in Indianapolis, and so he's an hour ahead of Chicago. Yeah. And so it was like a time frame issue, etc. So we're like, we're gonna make sure this time, 8 a.m. Eastern time.
I got up at 6 o'clock. Jamal, you talking about some bear down. Nah. Now, I love talking sports with you guys. You guys really know, hey, y'all can be the new undisputed. Forget it. Just start random fights on the show. Invite me.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Dewayne, continue to spread the word, brother. About the pod. We gave you the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast experience, and so we hope you enjoyed it. And so, yes, one thing we do, brothers, we head out into the weekend. We always do final thoughts and shout-outs. Jamar, Ian, Dewayne. So, Jamar, brother, as we head into the weekend, any final thoughts or shout-outs?
Two, really, and I'll keep it brief. One, more so the NFL. I feel like they should have found a way to play this game. I don't know. I don't like all the scenarios. I'm not a fan of it. Everybody gets screwed one way or another just because they couldn't figure it out. But second and more importantly, Dewayne, I'm happy you're on here. Been rocking with this dude for about, I don't know, man. I think
15? It's been since high school.
High school, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. So Dewayne has definitely supported me over the years and has supported us. So I appreciate you so much. I really do, bro.
That got me all teared up over here.
That's my quarterback, man.
And so, just curious, by the way, Jamar, you went to Maryville, right? High school or Roosevelt?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Yeah. And so, Jamar, you were 07, 08?
06.
06.
Right after me.
Shit, met Dewayne first day of high school in gym class.
Yep, shooting three from half court.
The world is curious, Dewayne. Was Jamar hitting or was he airballing? Which one?
Here we go.
You know what? I give it to Jamar. Jamar, and Sammy was always trying to be on the same team. Sammy was our Jason Kidd, and me and Jamar just did the rest. I was the Ben Wallace with a Rasheed Wallace.
Ben C. Wallace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, as well as Dewayne, I definitely remember in college, Jamar, Sammy, I never got a chance to see you play, but I definitely saw them brothers, Jamar and Sammy, literally every day hooping.
Yeah.
And so I know them guys definitely got it in on the court for sure. Yeah, for sure. And, bro, any final thoughts or shout-outs as we head into the weekend?
Appreciate Dewayne coming on, kicking it with us this morning, man.
Sure.
It's a pleasure, man. Come back on whenever you feel like you want to. Prayers out to DeMar, Hamlin family, sure. Speedy recovery, he's getting better, so that's good news. Shout out to the Bulls. Bulls been beating some pretty prominent teams, the Bucks, 76ers, the Nets the other night. So we've been looking pretty good. Just got to beat the team that we should beat regular. And Happy New Year to everybody, man. New year, new blessings. That's it for me.
Bro, I'm glad you didn't say New Year, new me. Like, please.
Every year,
everybody always say that every year.
Nah.
Dewayne, any final thoughts or shout outs, bro?
Yeah, I just want to start off by saying, man, Happy New Year, new me. No, man, I'm so thankful for y'all, man. I'm thankful to be up on the podcast. Thankful to each and every one of y'all. You know, I always show support, and I wish y'all the best. Continuous prayers for Damar and his family and the T. Higgins. Yep. It wasn't your fault, man, not at all. Y'all just playing football. The football guys, if y'all really like us a little bit, you'll find a way to let the Patriots make it to the playoffs just so I can say we made it again. Miami Heat, I need y'all to get better because it's obviously some tough competition out there, especially these surprising Pacers. They are playing very great. And let's make 2023 the best year to the next year.
Thanks.
Yeah. And so, well, we thank you all for tuning in with us. I just want to say, God bless everyone in 2023. Whatever goals that you have in your mind, go exercise them, believe in yourself, and go make it happen. Let's not wait. Go get towards your goals, make them happen. From a sports perspective, prayers for DeMar. Shout out to the NFL. I like the way they did handle the situation. It'll be very awkward to see the AFC Championship on a neutral site, but hey, sometimes things like this happen every now and then. But it's all in remembrance or in the mindset because of DeMar. Additionally, enjoy sports. We got NFL on today, AFC Championship, AFC South Championship. We got NFL tomorrow, various games, etc. And so we thank you all for tuning in with us this morning. We'll put this out on various platforms, etc. And so, Dewayne, thank you, brother. DeMar, Ian, as always. And so we appreciate you all for rocking with the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast on this morning. Please support us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. We thank you all. Fear the future, New England Patriot, Dewayne Hawkins. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Peace.
Peace.